See, with these wonderful leaders, Kenya ni yetu, we are the people. Kenya ni yetu, we are the people. We are the people,
Kenya ni yetu.
They have agreed. Yeah. And as we have said that Kenya ni yetu, is our responsibility to make sure that we contribute positively for this country to be inhabitable for us all, both economically, socially, and every kind of atmosphere in life. True. And this is what we feel that we need to address to the government of this country. And we are not addressing it based on political issues. We are addressing it based on facts in terms of education. And this is the outcry to the parents of junior secondary school transition. Parents across the country are expressing growing concerns over significant challenges facing their children's transition to junior secondary schools, JSS. Key issues including inadequate sanitization, prohibitive transition costs, and insufficient teacher-student ratios exhibited by concerns of corruption in recruiting and the deployment of untrained teachers. The significant numbers of parents, pupils, and even some teachers lack comprehensive information about the new JSS curriculum and its implications. This lack of awareness leaves the students navigating the transition blindly, hindering their ability to make informed decisions about their future career paths. The transition from grade 6 to 7 presents a significant financial burden for the families. Public schools students are required to pay substantial fees for the next level of education. Effectively includes those from disadvantaged backgrounds. This has led to a concerning number of earlier schools dropouts, particularly among vulnerable children, which are rampant and which are obvious in this country. The transition from, the current teacher-students ratios in many schools is alarming. That means if the schools have like 50 learners, they are learned by one teacher. So that is not a school. That is a place that where people you are going to take time. You are going to grow to be married. And remember, there is if no economy, no marriage. Is that true?
We are the people.
We are the people. We are the people. Effectively, including those from disadvantaged backgrounds. This has led to concerning numbers of earlier school dropout, particularly among vulnerable children. The current teachers-students ratio in many schools is alarming, leading to inadequate individuals' attention for students and potentially compromising the quality of education. Furthermore, concerns have been raised about the recruitment of teachers for JSS without proper training in the competency-based curriculum, CBC. So which means if there are learners and learners. There is nothing these teachers know that the learners they don't know. Because he has no skills. And we are proud that we are helping education. There is a serious crisis. Our education is in ICU. Yes. And we cannot stop as Kenya ni yetu movement to watch our country education being brought down. And there is no doctor who can take our education from ICU except us to start thinking straight.
We are the people.
We are the people.
We are the people.
The transition to JSS also brings a wave of additional expenses, including new uniforms, textbooks, and other learners, materially placing the consideration financial strains on parents. And actually, you see in everywhere, 1 + 1 = 2. It will never change, whether you are a scientific, whether you are a mathematician, whether you know what we don't know. But in this case, how can we come and have a model of education whereby we spend 10 million to educate somebody? But when you get a job, you in your lifetime, maybe you have started to work from 35. When you are at 70, the highest money you have made in your life is 4 million. Is that education or that is a curse? Is that education or that is, oh my God, this is our country, we are the people. This is our country.
Hello.
Comprehensive sensitization of programs. The government should implement comprehensive sensitization programs for for parents, pupils, and teachers on JSS curriculum, career guidance and available supports, financial assistance and equity, explore options for financial assistance, support vulnerable families with the transition costs, consider implementing tuition-free education in public schools to ensure equitable access for all students is accessible. What do we mean? Are we asking that our CBC education is another colonialism nature that has come to this country? Because the reason why we chased away Wazungu is because they were living a life in our expenses in our country which we cannot afford. Right now, for example, there is somebody in Turkana who doesn't know what we call internet. If you go to CBC, I know Kenyans, we don't love education, but we need to learn. If you go to CBC, they will tell you, go and Google this. Somebody in Turkana, he has Katururu. Somebody in Turkana doesn't know what we call Google. Is this education a colonialism nature, bringing our people back to the place where we are running from? Or is this education being led by people who doesn't know, who doesn't have natural way of thinking? Because there is a mess here. I am asking a question. The government, this is your question. How can it be a school in Turkana, for example, have you equipped that school with technology? Have you equipped that school with electricity? And how can that kid compete with a kid Alana in Nairobi? We need to be serious. Kenyans, we need to be serious. This is our country. Continue hiding your head down, but you are messing the future. Because the future does not start when the future starts. The future starts now. Continuation. Addressing teachers' shortages and the training. We are giving a solution. Conduct through investigation into allegations of corruption in teachers' recruitment, which means people are employed not based on their competency. People are employed based on who you know. And we, as the Kenyan Youth Movement, we need to have a country where it's not about whom you know, it's about what you can contribute to the country. Our voices must be the Kenya we want. The cost effective learners materials, explosions of providing affordable or subsidized textbooks and learning material to alleviate the financial burden on parents. So those are key issues that we are seeing that are affecting Kenyans. Encouraging willing donors to support the provision of learning materials through establishment channel. That means the Kenya government is not bad. Maybe we don't have ability to run the new CBC countrywide. We were even to introduce it in phases. We were to start from unlucky places from like Turkana, Garissa, Ishoro. That is where they were to start, to balloting it, to try it so that they do it in this country. We don't have, in this country, hatuna haraka, kila tunataka ni maisha bora. And we want a country where every dream matters. Every dream must matter. We are the people. We are the people. So, we are calling to an action. We urge the Minister of Education and the relevant stakeholders to address these critical concerns urgently. The successful implementation of JSS program hinges on ensuring equitable access, quality education, and adequate support for all students. What are we saying? We are very clear on this point, that this education, it has some elements of colonialism nature. It has an element of discrimination. It has an element of economical education disqualification. This kind of education, we are not dismissing it. We are not saying we go back to 844, but we are trying to raise concerns that as a serious country should be addressed. This kind of education, it is denying the Constitution the right, because the Constitution says every human being, everyone, including the street boys, must have an access to education. And the responsibility of the CEO of this country is to make sure that the fundamental rights are not violated. Yes, we can have politics everywhere. We can have politics even to churches. But we should stop having politics to two ministries, education and health. Those are fundamental. Those are what can define Kenyans. And I want to tell that those people are concerned. Can we retreat and stop being on rush? Because what we are implementing is what will affect the country 10 years to come, 100 years to come, is what is making people here to be disqualified. No one who doesn't want good life. No one who doesn't want to contribute to this country. No one who doesn't want to build this country. But we are denied a chance by the systems. We are denied a chance by impunity. We are requesting, we are beseeching that before things get worse, because everyone in this country is smarter. Actually, maybe you who are in the office, you are the one who is foolish.
True.
Because you are underrating wise people. Ama namna gani? We are the people.
Kenya ni yetu.
Now I'm ending by saying, take serious this cry. You may see me as one man who's sweating here. You may see these people as few people. But we are saying the voice of Kenyan.
True.
Kama unataka kusikiza ground, that is what the ground is talking about, education. We need a serious change. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much.
Question.
Any question?